Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Choochin on a Monday afternoon. And I bet it has been a year since we have been down by the railroad tracks. Of course, those of you who have been on the channel for years will remember we used to do this walk every single day. Well, look over here to my left. Your right, as you're watching the screen, they are finally at a point where they're, well, about 9 years ago they started this project over here. And the big housing dump of 2008, 2010 happened, and it was just stopped cold. And now they're finally back on it, getting to it again. And the funny thing is, you know, a lot of big developers and stuff, they have a really lousy sense of timing when it comes to things. You know, the time to do this was, you know, about 8 years ago, right? To have bought the land and do this. So they're, you know, they're getting caught in the switches, so to speak. They'll probably have this thing, the economy will probably go to hell in the next year, and they'll be caught here again with an undeveloped site. Apologize for any wind noise today. I've got this beautiful wind muff, but I forgot to bring the darn thing, put the thing on today. But it's not super windy. I love these guys. Put this security card, they just leave it there. They picked up a car, they put some security stuff on the side of it, and they just leave it there with its LED lights on at night. Pretty smart, huh? That way they don't have to have a real security guard. Ooh, big equipment. Love it. Still doing a little bit of site grading, and they're doing the stub in. I think the stub in for the electrical was done years ago, and the sewers and stuff. And like a road surface. Anyway, that's all interesting. It's good to see a little progress being made, because this was all being used as like for homeless over here and stuff. So it was turning into a nightmare. But like I say, it has been a long time since we've done the walk down here. But let's get to today's main event, which is, for me, I've had it with the NFL. I've really basically had it with pro sports, and that's coming to you as somebody that really enjoyed athletics all through school and played as much as I can. I never really got real tall and big, but I always enjoyed the games, and I played baseball and football and soccer, a little bit of ice hockey, and I really enjoyed them all. And I really enjoyed growing up in Baltimore, where stuff like the Orioles and the Colts were almost a religion. If you remember the movie Diner with Kevin Bacon, in the beginning of it, there was that funny scene where a guy was testing his girlfriend to see if she could get married, and she had to pass a test of knowledge of the Baltimore Colts, or else the deal was off. Well, that's the kind of passion you had at that time. You got to remember, the Baltimore Colts helped put the NFL on the map, the greatest game ever played. 1958 sudden death championship against the New York Giants, with Allen the Horse Amicis running across the goal line to win it all. I mean, it was a game that captivated the nation's attention because this other programming went off for the day, more people started tuning in and were fascinated by the game that was going on. And before you knew it, the phenomena of TV, NFL coverage just exploded from then on, and I guess it just took off ever since. So I enjoyed growing up with people like admiring Johnny Unitas and Artie Donovan and Jim Mutchler and Raymond Barry and Lenny Moore and all the greats. Same thing with the Orioles. We were very spoiled, but it was a simple era. I'm not saying people shouldn't be paid for professional sports, but when you see all this lunacy like going on now with the NFL, with these players refusing to pledge allegiance and stand up, not pledge allegiance, but stand up for the national anthem, it gets to be a little much. And it's not so much, you know, I'm definitely an advocate of free speech. Those of you who have seen me on our trip down to Berkeley, we just finished the free speech tour, will know I'm definitely an advocate of free speech, but that extends to everybody. But it has consequences, and it doesn't mean that people have to come and pay money to see you anymore because you decide to take a knee and not stand for the national anthem. That's fine. You express your right, and other people have a right to express their reaction to that. And you're seeing that now. There's a movement. I just know it. I can feel it across the country where people are just fed up with basically the pussies that are in sports and the bullying and the salaries and even going to the horse track when Jen and I went to the horse races in August to enjoy a day. Walking the door, $12 for a cup of beer. Are you kidding me? $12? And the prices, the extortionate prices they charge for concessions at sporting events. And all these cities, like the latest now will be Las Vegas, where they have to pay such a heavy price to pay everything for a pro football team coming there. And the pro team has no skin in the game whatsoever. Just totally ridiculous. Well, with all this stuff going on with the players and stuff, I just decided just to burn my NFL card. I'm just done with it. I'm so over the NFL. I am so over the Colin Kaepernicks. So over the Marshawn Lynches and all those other fools that exercise their free speech rights. Hey, you know, guys, go for it. You exercise your right, and now everybody else in the country is starting to exercise their right to not to watch your goofy games anymore and your prima donna prancing and your ridiculous press conferences. I think LeBron James was the latest, so that just killed basketball for me. And I'm coming from somebody who the Warriors were NBA champions right here in the Bay Area. So yeah, free speech is great and everything, and I hope it felt good, guys, but you can just sense across the country a lot of people have just had it with sports and the lack of appreciation these people seem to have. No, they're not required to. There's no law. Remember, to the 1930s, you didn't even have to, you know, there was no Pledge of Allegiance in classrooms and stuff until the 1950s. You didn't theoretically have to do it, but it gave us a sort of unity as a nation. That one common bond before the ball was snapped, or before the ball went up for tip-off, or before the puck was dropped on the ice. We just had that second to remember what it's all about and the freedoms that we enjoy. So NFL, I bid you goodbye, and all the pro sports, you know, I guess I'm saying I've just about had it. And I am not going to be watching anymore. So enjoy it. Enjoy your free speech. You sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind. Have a great day, everybody. Happy Monday to you.